How you doing, everybody? Welcome to the channel. Just thought I would go through the Hubsan Zino, the controller and the app today, and this is mainly aimed at people that are looking to get into the hobby of flying the drones. And the way this is set up now with 1.1.51, I think it's a really good beginner drone, and it would be a good step to learn all about this. It does have problems. There's that bit of extra having to go onto the computer and put your updates on manually that way. But when you think about it, it's good to learn all about this type of thing before going and spending £1,000 on maybe a DJI Mavic, something like that. It does automatic updates. It's very easy to fly. So before you just buy something like that, maybe buy something like a Zino. You can go for a Femi A3, but one of the beginner drones, and practice flying, learn about all the different problems that you can come into. And if you're going to crash, you better crash in something at this price than something at £1,000. So I'll just run through the drone, a couple of bits and pieces, and then we'll do a screen record and we'll run through the app. And hopefully, if you like this type of thing and are interested in the Zino, you can go on and look at the further videos that I've made flying the drone, its distance and so on. So this is the Hubsan Zino. I've added a couple of different graphics to it, but it's a folding quad. Front arms fold out, and then the back. It is quite a large drone compared to the Spark and maybe the Mavic Air, but as you can see, the propellers on it, when you start the drone, the motors go, these automatically come out into that type of position. You don't need to worry too much about unfolding them, it'll do it itself. The battery compartment at the back, there's two buttons, press them in and pull the battery out. When you push it back in, make sure you hear the click. Give it a pull, doesn't come out again. Gimbal cover. This is a big problem with a lot of newbies forgetting to take it off. Even people that have been flying quite a long time forget gimbal covers. Always try and, from the very start, make sure that comes off. When you press the power button and the drone starts up, this gimbal will move through a sequence and then go into its final position before takeoff. Always make sure that comes off. On this side, you'll see we have a port you can plug in here when you're doing some of the updates. If you watch QC Guy on the YouTube, you'll see he runs through amazing videos on how to go through the sequence to do updates, firmware updates and things like that. I'm not going to get into that with you. I think he does a far better job than I would, and I recommend you join the Facebook group QC Guy. Not only the Hubsan, and he runs and does the Anafi, the Femi X8, there's a lot of different Hubsans and stuff. So I recommend going into his to learn more about updates. On the side, you push in the click, and this is your SD card. Now the Hubsan Zino, very sensitive to SD cards, and I recommend the SanDisk Extreme and 32 gigabytes for this particular quad. A lot of people seem to have problems with 64, 128 gigabyte. If you're taking this up for one flight and then you take the stuff off your card onto your computer every flight, 32 gigabytes should be more than adequate. You could probably get 2-3 flights depending on whether you use 1080 or 4K, but definitely recommend that type of card. So that's the gimbal on the front. Always be careful you don't bang into anything with that. Very easy to break. Controller. When you first get the controller, you feel, if you've never used a quadcopter, you'll think this is amazing. When you spend a lot more money and get, or even some cheap drones have great controllers, this feels a bit toy grade, adequate for the job that it does. And antennas are wired for reception, and you do have to keep them pointed line of sight with the drone, very important. You'll get disconnects if it's directly overhead, as the signal moves this way, it doesn't go straight up in the air. The connector on the side for your phone at the bottom, this extends out for to put your phone, place your phone in here. Power button, return to home button, and the auto take off and land button. Sport mode in this drone does not work at the minute. Hopefully in a future firmware update they will do something with that and we'll have normal mode and sport mode. So that's basically all I want to talk about with this. As I say, this is mainly for beginners. Watch as many YouTube videos as you can. Go through everything with the drone, get familiar with it before you start flying. I'll get the app up on the drone now, and I'll run through everything that's on the app and what's important just to start. Okay, thanks.